Bragging about the conference is like bragging about taking your cousin to prom. Like,
It's weird. I don't know. I've never been that fan. Like I've always
no.
just been a Georgia fan, and for the plenty of years of my life where we weren't in a national championship, mostly y'all in there. It wasn't me walking in like, go Alabama. It was just like, I want to watch a football game. Of
Right.
course, acknowledge like Nick Saban and the run he had and all that kind of stuff. But at the same point, I wasn't walking in with, you've never seen me wear an Alabama shirt, hat,
Ooh.
me ever walk around saying some roll tide shit. I've never, ever done that, you know?
You would never hear me even utter those two words that they use up at the Cal College on the plains. So I understand. I
I don't know,
understand.
man. It's just weird. I don't know. I was
It
just
is.
wondering before the pod, I was just wondering if you were getting that discourse also, because
Conference loyalty is the strangest thing that I've ever heard. That's like saying, "Oh, brother, the Red Sox are out of the AL East, but conference loyalty, go Yankees." And
right.
it's like, ain't no way in hell.
I, I don't know, man. I don't know. Shout out to the Big Ten teams that all cheer for each other. Shout out to
Woo.
y'all. Cool.
And Stockton wants to throw it to him in the left flat. Caught at the 50, to the sideline, 40, 30, 25, 20. He's got blocking all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Zachariah Branch.
How about you?
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Dogs versus All Y'all, a college football podcast that doesn't just talk about my favorite team, the Georgia Bulldogs. We talk about all things college football, hence all y'all. I'm Adrian. You already know it's no BS coming from me. And I'm joined here by the brother, the good Alabama fan that I know. You're one of few, brother. You're one of few. We're joined by Eric, man. What's going on, bro?
Brother, not too much. Just trying to process the process, I guess.
Yeah. What step are you in now? Have you reached the acceptance or?
Oh, I was good last night.
Okay,
Like I
cool.
think
Yeah,
I texted you immediately after
yeah,
the loss and was
yeah.
like, "Well, on to UL Monroe."
That's it. That's it. That's what it's about. All right, well, folks, if this is your first time checking us out, again, we're a college football podcast. We're not super analytical. We're just two fans that love the sport, and we like to talk about the things going on within college football space. So it may be some wild stuff that we talk about. It may be some serious games that we have to talk about, but especially coming from this first week of college football.
Woo.
Today's episode, we got a couple things going on. Of course, we're gonna give you some post game thoughts on not just my game against Marshall, but of course Eric and Alabama's game against Florida State. We're going to also pick some college football games for this upcoming week. And what we're going to start off with, Eric, is I got a little segment we're going to call buy or sell. And I'm going to basically present three takes. You may call them hot, you may call them cold. That's the reason why you're going to buy or sell them based on performances from this past week of college football. All right, so first one, we got to talk about our guy Arch Manning in Texas. They came into the season number one ranked team in America. I have them number one on my hunting season 12, which will not be released this episode because we got games all through Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That's a blessing for me because
Amen.
we're going to be chilling, you know. But today the first take is about this Heisman hype for Arch. He started off pretty cold. The team overall started off pretty cold, except for being able to run the ball pretty well. I don't know why Sark just abandoned that for a weird little portion of that game. But then he started to heat up. At least in the last couple minutes of the game, he threw a nice touchdown, and they had a shot. But ultimately, Texas did lose to Ohio State, the defending national champions, 14-7. So the first take, Eric, simple as this: Are you buying or selling Arch Manning for Heisman?
Selling. I believe I told you 2 years ago on the recruiting trail
Mm-hmm.
that I thought Arch Manning was a solid quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
but I did not think he was going to be the Manning of the future.
Okay.
And then it played all into this year after Texas lost Quinn Ewers, shout out. You know, Arch immediately became the Heisman favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Texas immediately became the national champion favorites. Not mentioning that you lost your starting running back, you lost 2 starting wide receivers. So he's basically running an entirely new offense. In his first game, is on the road at the Horseshoe, which is one of the toughest places to play in college football.
Absolutely.
And they just expected this kid to come out and just put 42, 50 up on,
rip it, let it rip,
yeah,
and tear it up. Yeah.
in his first road start. It's
Yeah.
wild to me that these were the expectations of all of, like, these, not just him, the expectations for Julian Sayin, for Ty Simpson, for all of these replacing quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. We'll see today with Notre Dame. We'll see,
Mm-hmm.
It's just wild to me that they throw these expectations out there. But I'm selling. I did not like what I saw from that Texas offense yesterday.
Yeah. It seemed a little out of sort. And again, I'm a fan of Coach Sark. I'm a huge fan of Coach Sark. And I do want to cheer for Arch. I'm not going to be on this podcast just crapping on Arch or whatnot. I know the internet had their way with him and his his family name yesterday through that performance. But you see the flashes. But I mean, we got to also give credit to Ohio State. Like their game plan, how they defended that team. Matt Patricia called himself a game. So I gotta tip my hat to Matt Patricia. I mean, that's one of your boys. So I gotta at least give him props there. But I'm right there with you. I'm gonna sell it just because Arch still has some games ahead of him, some opportunities, but he's also about to face a couple of the best defenses or defensive minds in the game.
Yep.
Still got to play Kirby in Georgia. Still got to play Oklahoma. Their coach is one of the best defensive minds in the country. It's a number of other teams that want some of Arch, especially based on this week. So I feel kind of bad for the team that Texas has to take out their frustrations on this week. I didn't even look to see who they're playing, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be taking some liberties with these guys. But okay, second take. Based on the Nebraska Cornhuskers, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They played what was it, Thursday? They played Thursday against Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
They did win, although it came down to the last play. I want to buy or sell. Is Nebraska a 10-win team?
I mean, it is year 3 of Matt Rule, and those year 3s of Matt Rule is when he starts making those conference championships.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That team looked solid. It didn't look world burner.
Right.
It didn't. I'd have to look at the rest of that schedule for me
Here,
to
I'm
be
I'm
able.
pulling it up now for you. Okay.
They've already got one win.
Okay, so let's name off some of the next teams. Okay. Akron.
Yep.
It looks like Houston Christian.
Yep.
Home game against Michigan.
Okay.
Home game against Michigan State. They
Okay.
they travel to Maryland.
Okay.
Then Minnesota.
Okay.
Home game against Northwestern.
Okay.
home game against USC.
Okay.
They go to UCLA.
Okay.
They go to Penn State.
Okay.
And then Iowa comes to town.
I got him 10-2.
Nice.
So I guess I'm buying.
You're buying Nebraska as a 10-win. Okay, I like that.
Look,
What
they
go
got
ahead.
Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, so I mean,
let,
it's hard to go against little Patrick, I guess.
let ESPN tell it, man. Let ESPN tell. He's 18 years old, man. Like all of us, it's something about us on the internet where we act like we're the coolest people ever. Like we didn't look up to people growing up. Like just because he has a big highlight on him and spotlight, yes, we're gonna see a lot more of it. But a lot of you out there on the internet, you remember how you were when you were 17 and 18 years old. You were figuring yourself out. If you saw somebody cool, you were trying to emulate it as much as possible. And then by the time you were in your 20s, you made a combination of or a variation of what that person was. You know what I'm saying? Like people are so
like I
it's
didn't
so
shave
lame,
this
bro.
beard right here when CM Punk had those Wolverine chops. Like I didn't do that.
Facts. Or I did the rock sideburns like my
Okay.
senior year of high school. I'm
Hell yeah.
not even gonna lie. I definitely did that. But yeah. But man, looking at their schedule, I'm kind of buying a 10-win season for them. Because like you said, year 3 rule, that gets a little bit more focus. Things get rolling. And on a positive note, I like what I saw of Raiola. I definitely liked it. I do still have questions of whether or not he has the receivers that can create the kind of separation that's needed. But the kid looked even more confident and like he had a grasp of his offense. So if it's coming to, I do question their offensive line overall though, because he was kind of getting roughed up a little bit. But I'm a buy it. I'm with you. I'm buying the hype. Year 3 rule. Nebraska Cornhuskers are going to be a 10-win team. Last take, based on the last game that I watched last night. I still got a whole bunch of football to watch between today and Monday. Jeez, a good problem to have. Last game I watched, LSU Clemson. It came down to which quarterback was going to make the throws, which quarterback was going to miss on a couple. And it was that, I mean, it was a very close game, very competitive game, a damn good game in my opinion. LSU came out on top. But the thing that stood out to me about this game, and this is going to be the take, Eric, that you're going to buy or sell, looks like LSU finally found a defense. So the hot take that you're buying or selling, has LSU finally found a defense?
I'm gonna buy that.
Okay.
Especially since Klubnik is supposed to be a Heisman favorite. They made him look not bad, but they made him look like an average quarterback on some drives. Now I know it was a 7-point win, should have been a 14-point win.
And his wide receiver was out all damn near second half, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. LSU should have won by 14. They kind of got screwed there on a call in the end zone where it was a catch, but it wasn't a catch. But whatever. But LSU, Brian Kelly must have done something in the offseason because that defense is looking like it's humming on all cylinders. And I think Herb Street said it last night at the very end. It looks like Kelly's finally got a defense worth playing in the SEC.
Yeah.
So I'm buying that, unfortunately.
Yeah, you definitely do have to see about those guys. Are they playing y'all in Tuscaloosa this year, or is it? Oh, it is at Tuscaloosa. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, man. I'm going to. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy just because I do like the way they're using those Weeks brothers, how they're flying around. It did look like they it did look like they were moving a lot of those Clemson guys back on their Clemson's offensive line was kind of getting wrecked a bit. Even no, now that I say that, Eric, no. Now that I say that, I'm selling. I'm
Okay.
selling only because I don't think that Clemson's offensive line is up to par.
Okay.
I don't think Clemson's offensive line's up to par. And like I said before, Antonio Williams, the wide receiver from Clemson, basically missed that whole second half. There were a number of throws that Klubnik threw that hit those guys in the chest,
Yeah,
and they just flat out dropped it.
it's
So
fair.
yeah, and I got to think about who all does LSU play this year. I I'm kind of questioning it, man. I'm gonna be honest. I think their big test is going to be in a couple weeks when they play Florida. Now, if they shut down what I saw of Florida this week, if they shut that down, then I'll switch up and I will say I'm all in on LSU's defense. But until then, no, I'm selling that. I'm selling that.
Okay.
I think Clemson more so sold that than LSU won, in my opinion.
That's fair. I mean, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to some of these post game thoughts. We'll talk about my guys first. Georgia opens the season against Marshall, the Thundering Herd. Shout out to them. We beat them 45-7. Starters pretty much played first 2 quarters per se. Gunner did play some of the second half, but my initial thoughts, and I'll keep this quick because it's not really much to talk about, but a couple of my concerns were answered, and a couple of my concerns were kind of left like, eh. But my number one concern going into the season, we even talked about this post spring wide receiver position. Do we have the right guys? Are the guys ready to actually play, perform at a high level, that sort of thing? I think that was the answer for the most part with a yes. Like, I don't know if you got the chance to watch it because y'all were playing at the same time, but that Zach Branch touchdown, that was an eye opener. Like I have not seen that of a Georgia wide receiver in quite some time. Probably since McCole, where you get a guy on a 3 yard route, you pop it out to him, and he takes it to the house like 50 yards. Like I haven't seen that. And true enough, I got to look at it from this perspective of, hey, this is Marshall, relax, but still, speed is speed. And we know what Zachariah Branch is from a speed and shiftiness playmaker ability. So that was a win for me. Couple of the other guys, I think Colby only had one catch, but it didn't really look like we were really using him as much. Maybe they were saving stuff. I don't know. And my guy Noah Thomas, he almost had a touchdown, but I don't know if he lost it in the light or if he thought that it was going to be underthrown some, but he almost had a damn pretty long touchdown. But I like what I saw of those guys. I like what I saw of those wide receivers. I like what I saw of our offensive line for the most part. Shout out to Juan Gaston, who did start as a true freshman, 6'7", 350, 360, whatever. I think he's the first true freshman to start on the offensive line since Andrew Thomas. So normally that's a good sign. Unfortunately, he did leave the game first quarter with like a lower leg injury that it could be require a tightrope surgery. So that sucks. But for the most part, offensive line did pretty solid. I saw some guy. Shout out to Bo Hughley. I wanted to see him play because I remember him from high school, and he got out there once one of the other tackles got pulled, Ernest Green, and he did his thing. So in terms of my first two concerns being wide receivers and offensive line, for the most part, they were answered, at least to the point of I can see us moving forward in a positive direction.
Right.
Now, the question that was kind of was the pass rushing situation. Now, our defensive line looked really strong to the point. Defense front seven looks on point, stopping the run, that sort of thing. But in terms of rushing the passer, it looks like they're kind of still figuring out who's going to be that Jalen Walker player, because I saw a number of guys being moved around. And it didn't, I mean, it is the first game. So maybe they've decided who's that guy and they're just giving other guys an opportunity to work their way into the fold. But I didn't really see one guy just popping, which is kind of a good thing, because if everyone's doing pretty good or very good, then, I don't know. That may be a blessing in disguise, because sometimes it seemed like we over-relied on Jalen a lot last year to generate that pass rush. So I don't know. Gunner looked good. Gunner looked solid. I love the fact that we have a quarterback that can run. I'm not going to lie. It kind of opens up things on the running game. So I'm looking forward to seeing once we start conference play, what we actually can do. I do have a little bit of concerns with his accuracy down the field based on last night or yesterday. But for the most part, good win for them. Unfortunately, a couple injuries, but this happens when big people are crashing into each other. So, hey, 45-7, I'll take it. 1-0, I'll take it. And on to next week. That's my thoughts on Georgia. Did you get to see any of it?
I watched some highlights.
Okay.
I was unfortunately struggling when y'all were playing. So I agree with the assessment. Zach Branch is he's so shifty, and it's crazy. Like he might be one of the fastest receivers in college football.
Definitely.
That's a scary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gunner looked good.
Yeah.
It's also hard to judge against Marshall because it's a brand new Marshall team, literally. Yeah. But hey, you came out, you got your job done like you're supposed to do. So, shout out to Georgia. It's going to be another good year for y'all, I believe.
I hope so.
And I hope so too. I liked what I saw from Pug too.
Yeah.
I like his accuracy more than I like Gunner's.
Oh, definitely. Downfield for sure.
Yeah, but I like Gunner as a complete quarterback more than Pug right now.
I feel that. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, man. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, Eric. It was a tough one for Alabama fans. I think the only positive to come out of this game, at least for me, is that Monday, Paul Feinbaum will be must-see television. That's the one positive for me.
He's already making comments.
And I'm not even talking about Paul. I'm talking about Legend. I cannot wait when Legend calls it. My man is going to cut the most fire of promo on Kalen DeBoer. But I'm going to hand it off to you, man. I want to hear highlights, lowlights, overall feelings of Alabama after this game.
It's hard to come out and talk about positives because I didn't see a whole lot of positives. Shout out Jeremy Bernard.
Yeah.
He almost had 200 yards receiving yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was necessarily because they were using Ryan Williams as a decoy or what was going on there, but it seemed like Jeremy was open the entire game. Shout out Richard Young. Dre Washington, all of these kids that are backups to Jam Miller. They looked pretty solid. I knew Richard Young would be really good because I've seen him run a few times. We abandoned the run. I don't know what was going on that first
so
quarter.
Weird.
Yeah, the first quarter we were running well, and then all of a sudden,
first drive,
we were just pushing it down their throats, and then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, I guess Grubb decided, hey, we're a passing team. Let's see. Other positives. I mean, as bad as they looked in the first half, the defense kind of did clamp down in the second half a little bit. I guess. At least they weren't just consistently allowing points.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have many positives.
No, I meant keep it real. I was just throwing it out there, like, yo, if there are some positives in your opinion, I want to hear it because I was going in and out of your game, so
for sure,
I didn't get to see the whole scope, and I'm not gonna act as though I did. So
I did, and unfortunately, it's 3 hours of my life I'd like back. I have a ton of questions about roster construction.
Okay.
I have a ton of questions about coaches' constructions. Ryan Grubb's offense didn't look explosive.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that was weather related. I don't know if it was player related. I don't know if it was quarterback related. But that didn't look like a Ryan Grubb offense. Kane Womack has got to go. I've said that since last year.
That's it. Yeah.
I'll say that until he's gone. The SEC is not a place for a 3-3-5 defense. And it will never be a place for a 3-3-5 defense. Kane's got to go. And I think that's where we look to start. Shout out to Ryan Williams. Hope he's okay. Know he's got a little concussion. Hope it's not serious.
Yeah.
Let's rest him up for Louisiana Monroe, because then it's time to come out for SEC play, and we're gonna need him. Hope Jam Miller's ready to go by y'all. Shout out Jaden Roberts. Hope Jaden Roberts is okay. Shout out Tim Keenan. Need Tim Keenan back, because God knows we don't have a pass rush.
You think missing Tim Keenan probably didn't help when it comes to your run defense? Well,
he's the best run stopper we have.
Yeah, that's what I was. So okay,
abso-freaking-lutely. Shout out to our cornerbacks who don't know how to play defense, I guess. That's been a problem for years anyway. Our secondary hasn't been great, and God knows.
Definitely has fallen off.
Should I address the elephant in the room here? Literally?
Yeah.
I thought this was all supposed to be Jalen's fault.
I mean, according to last year, a lot of the narratives last year. I
thought that Ty Simpson was a better quarterback than Jalen Milroe, and that DeBoer just didn't want to lose the locker room to put Ty Simpson in there, even though he was the better quarterback. I think that the naysayers can, excuse my French on this, shut the fuck up about that
at this point,
because we would have won that game with Jalen Milroe. I don't even want to play stupid on that. We would have won that game with Jalen Milroe. His decision making was 1,000 times better than Ty Simpson's. Now, that man might have thrown some interceptions, and that's okay. That man might have fumbled the ball every now and then, but that's okay. His playmaking ability shined head and shoulders more than Ty Simpson. You know that what I have been calling for all offseason. I did not want Ty Simpson as my starting quarterback. You can confirm that.
Yeah, definitely.
I said if we are here and we are starting an entirely new regime of Alabama football, Keelan Russell's the guy. Start my man Keelan. We'll go from there. It'll be growing pains, but it'll be 4 years worth of growing pains, and we'll figure it out. Give me the best version of our offense that we can have, and our best version of offense is with Keelan Russell. Ty Simpson has had 7 years to win this starting job. Not really 7, but
Yeah, I was about to ask how long. Yeah.
I'm exaggerating a lot.
Shout out to my boy Stiquavius.
I know Staquavius was at Georgia for 42 years and still didn't graduate.
Hey, man.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But I lost my train of thought. Oh, he was there for Bryce. Couldn't beat Bryce out. Shout out to Bryce Young. He was there for 2 years of Jalen. Couldn't beat Jalen out. Shout out to Jalen Milroe. And nobody was committal on this quarterback battle until about 2 weeks ago when, hey, Ty's our guy. If we went into the into the season barely knowing who our starting quarterback was, that's probably not a good thing. Either the competition was great or nobody separated themselves.
Now that
and
you
I'm
say
going to
that,
go with and I'm going to go with nobody separated themselves, and they gave Ty the keys of the kingdom because he was quote unquote loyal. Now, I'm all about some loyalty. Don't get me wrong. I love guys that wait their turn. Mac Jones, shout out. I love guys that come in and, do what they're supposed to do. I'm sure Ty had lucrative opportunities to go elsewhere and be a starting quarterback, and God knows I wish he would have took them because golly, I did not want to see that man starting quarterback. I saw him 2 years ago play against USF and couldn't move the ball.
I mean, everybody looked like ass against USF.
That's true.
That game,
but so did Mac. But I mean, Austin Mac, not Mac Jones.
No, Tyler.
Tyler.
Yeah, Bucher or whatever from Notre
Tyler
Dame.
Buckner or whatever. Yeah.
Buckner. Yeah.
He sucked so bad he quit and went back to Notre Dame to play lacrosse.
He's playing lacrosse.
I don't know, man. I know that it goes well deeper than the quarterback.
Yeah.
But some of the decision making that Ty Simpson made yesterday, very questionable. He had a wide open touchdown that he could have ran in, threw the ball.
Yeah.
And straight up screwed us out of a 7 point. I mean, would it have mattered? Maybe. Who knows?
Was that fourth down play to Ryan Williams or whatnot?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know it. And I'm doom and glooming Bama right here, but let me just preface it by saying two things.
I mean, you haven't gotten 24 hours to even process this.
Yeah.
So,
let me just say, it's a long season. We got it out of the way to start the season.
Yep.
Let's work the kinks out. We've still got conference play. We can still win an SEC championship. If we make adjustments, because we did not make any adjustments yesterday. Not quarter to quarter. Yeah. Not quarter to quarter. We made no halftime adjustments. Like, is Kalen just too relaxed to be this kind of a head coach? Like, I'm not calling for Kalen's job. I'm not one of those people asking for the buyout. Like, I need
$65 million.
I know. I was telling my friend yesterday, I was like, look, props to Florida State. Castellanos came out, said exactly what he wanted to say, punched us in the mouth. We're reeling. Now it's time to see what the adjustments look like. If we still look like the exact same team against Louisiana Monroe as we looked against Florida State, I have questions because clearly something's going on, A, in that locker room again, or B, on that coaching staff where we're just incapable of making intelligent adjustments. So I'm not ready to blow Tuscaloosa out yet. Like, it just is what it is. It's one game.
Right.
It was bound to happen. We've won 24 straight openers. I mean, eventually you're going to get caught.
Right.
We got caught. And I am just interested to see where we go from here.
Yeah.
I'm not calling for folks' jobs except for Kane Womack, but I've been doing that all since last year.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm not doom and gloom. Am I optimistic? We'll see.
Yeah.
I got to see more because
Yeah.
I've only seen 4 quarters of Alabama play.
That's it. That's it. It's still. I know it sucks. Obviously, it sucks to lose to anyone,
Yeah.
but when you're losing to a kid that was talking his talk off season, and then your guys are like, it will be handled appropriately. Like, it does suck. It does suck to have that happen. But my things about Alabama is this: Ty Simpson looks very uncomfortable that entire game, and it was almost weird. It was a weird feeling when you watch a quarterback, like it just looked like he was struggling, trying to stay afloat. Like you're drowning, but you're like, I'm still fighting. It was
He couldn't
weird. It was
process the
weird,
game.
bro. It was weird. It was so
Yeah.
weird, especially at this point of his college career. Like, you would think if anybody is like, okay, we're here now. We have to give props and credit to Florida State for being prepared.
Yep.
I said last week's podcast, Gus is one of my favorite coaches, offensive minds.
Mm-hmm.
I love Gus Malzahn because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when he sees the Crimson A, he blacks out. He's just like, all right, I'm in the zone. I'm locked in.
It's time to whoop some
Yeah,
ass.
yeah. Like, he's like, I'm going to run this ball on y'all. I don't care what you got going on. I'm going to run this ball, and I'm going to be efficient. I don't care who's my quarterback. I'm going to figure it out. And that's him.
Yep.
You got to give them props. You got to give Castellanos props because even though he didn't have a huge statistical game,
He was efficient.
he was efficient. And there was never a point where it seemed like he was struggling to stay afloat.
Nope.
It honestly, based on what we saw of him last year at Boston College, going into this game, I thought that the roles of Ty Simpson and Castellanos were going to be switched. That was my perception. I
Mm-hmm.
knew that Gus was going to be able to run the ball because that's just what history tells me to do. And I thought that the game was going to be closer. I did think Alabama was going to win. I'm not going to act like I thought Florida State was going to win. Shout out to Florida State fans that are the homies and all of that. Shout out to y'all for the win. But I did think it was going to be a lot closer than what you had predicted, what Vegas had predicted. I said, I'm taking the points. Give me the 13.5. I'm going to feel good about this. But it was just weird how Ty Simpson's the way his control seemed a little off. The stats don't tell the true story of how that game performance was for me.
Anytime the camera was on him, he looked lost. And that's scary to me as a starting quarterback. A 5th-year senior looking lost the entire game. And like it looked like the ability to process the game just was not there for him. And we saw what we saw. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a quarterback change after week 1. Just off of the things that I saw. Now, I don't get paid 8 figures to sit here and analyze, but if he looked lost against Florida State, no shade, Florida State looked really, really improved.
Oh, they came to play, man. Yeah.
If he looked that lost against Florida State, how's he going to look against LSU? How's he going to look in 3 weeks against Georgia? Hell, how's he going to look in 2 weeks against Wisconsin?
And y'all got to go to Auburn, too.
And we got to go to Auburn.
Yeah.
We got to, I mean, just in that's just the way. If he is having this much trouble processing week 1, what's left?
Yeah.
I don't want a quarterback that can't process.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I mean, and then also, like, I know Ty has gonna take a lot of the heat for this game, but
Sure.
it's like you said, Kane Womack and that defense, you got too many players on that team to put out that kind of performance. Just
Yep.
flat out. That's flat out like, yo, something is wrong with this scheme. Something is wrong with how we're utilizing these players. Like those DBs look lost. I know a lot of them are young, but that's just not that's not the product that you expect of any team like Alabama. You know, you don't expect that. So, I mean, I hope Ryan Williams is okay. I hope he gets healthy as soon as possible because despite what he did to my team, he's one of my favorite players in college football. But you know, I think y'all are going to rebound. It's doom and gloom this week, but you got a cupcake this week, and hopefully y'all figure it out really
It
quickly.
just blows my mind that like everybody is automatically thinking like, oh, it was Florida State. They're a terrible team. Like they were undefeated 2 years ago.
Right. No,
This
it's one of those things. It's the new college football when it comes to the transfer portal.
right.
It's the transfer portal is kind of like going to Vegas. Like sometimes you're gonna hit, sometimes you're gonna hit and you're gonna be hot. Sometimes you're gonna be cold and you're gonna be assed out. Last year, Florida State was assed out in the transfer
Yep.
portal. They picked up guys that they thought were gonna be winners, at least to a point. DJ Ungale, you know, Marvin Jones Jr., like not to call out guys, but it is what it is. It's the truth. Like they put a lot of chips on some guys that didn't produce for them. 2 years ago, they hit the transfer portal aggressively. And they, like you said, they were undefeated. They won the ACC. And then Georgia beat the hell out of them. But we'll see. We'll see out of Florida State. I'm actually excited to see them now
Yep.
play when they play Miami. I'm excited to see them for the rest of the season. So shout out to them. But Eric, before we get out of here, man, we got some weekly pick'ems. Let's start off with the easy ones. Our two, or let me knock on wood, the easy ones. All right, first one. My Georgia Bulldogs are hosting Austin Peay. Vegas hasn't put out a line out yet. Shout out to those guys. Eric, who wins with the Dogs' second home game?
Clearly, I got Austin P here.
Shock the
No,
world.
Georgia's going to run away with this as they should, just like they did against Marshall. It's more of a get right, you know, because I'm not 100% sure who y'all have week 3, but it's more of a tune-up game to get ready for us in 3
Tennessee.
weeks. Oh, y'all got Tennessee in. Holy shit!
We
Never
go
mind.
to Tennessee.
Ooh. Okay, well then this is definitely a get right game before you head to Neyland.
Yep.
Hopefully y'all can show those garbage can workers what a real team looks like.
We'll see.
I got Georgia.
You got Georgia?
By a mile in this game. It'll be over by halftime.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I got Georgia winning. I'm not gonna say whether or not we cover because I don't know what insane number Vegas is gonna put out there. I do want to see a little bit more efficiency from the passing game of Gunnar Stockton. I know he can run. I don't need to see him run the next week. I don't need to see it because I know he can do it. Plus, the way he runs is not a very elusive run. It's a little bit more like I'm gonna run into you and we're gonna figure out who's the tougher guy. You can't do that for 12 whole games. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, Gunnar. So I definitely need to see a little bit more efficiency. I'm excited to see some of those wide receivers that I did mention earlier. Zach Branch, Noah Thomas. I did see Talon Taylor, our 5-star freshman, like as of the second or third play of the game this past week. So that's encouraging. So hopefully we see those guys in the mix. I got Georgia winning and winning big in convincing fashion. Next game, we have the Crimson Tide of Alabama facing UL Monroe. Currently, you guys are 37.5 point favorites. Eric, who do you have? And what do you want to see out of this game?
I want to see an entirely new team. I don't want to see the team that took the field in Doak Campbell, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I got us winning. Because God knows if we lose to Louisiana Monroe,
Oh man,
shit,
people are out.
Yeah. I think we cover.
Yeah.
I need to see more efficiency from Ty. Like his game wasn't bad. His decision making and his processing was bad. I need to see that improve if he's going to be our starting quarterback.
Right.
I need to see us concentrate on a run game. I need to see us concentrate on getting a pass rush. I need to see us concentrate on playing as a secondary. Basically, I need to see a whole new team.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you said it from the jump. Yeah, I got Alabama winning. I got you guys covering this at home. Like this is a perfect scenario for you guys to go ahead and get those frustrations off from this past week. Those kids are gonna hear a lot of noise in between last night and all the way leading into game day. I know a number of them are gonna be pissed off. I want to see it. I want to see it out on the field. Hopefully Ryan Williams is okay. Hopefully they sit him for this game, like you said. I don't really need to see Ryan. We know what kind of player he is. But we do want to see a little bit more of a control from your quarterback. And hell, is there even going to be a quarterback competition now? Do we see more of a, what is his name, Austin Mack or whatnot? Do we see
Austin Mack.
Do we see Keelan Russell? I'm sure we're going to see both of those guys just because the opponent that you're playing. Like, hopefully, we're not seeing Ty Simpson this entire game because that would mean that it's a competitive one. So, hopefully, we see a little bit more control from Ty Simpson. And I do want to see your backups just in case because, like you said, you know, you got some games coming up, and we want to see the best version of your team, not being held back by just some kind of loyalty situation. Next game, USF, who took care of business week one by beating Boise State. Not just beating them, but beating the brakes off of them.
Handily.
Yeah. They're going to the Swamp this week, Eric, and they're playing the Gators, who also put up some numbers and put up a couple of highlights versus Long Island University or some school.
D3.
Yeah. Florida is just 18.5 point favorites, which is a little weird number there. But I want to know, Eric, do you have Florida winning and covering?
My heart wants to pick South Florida so bad, just
for the madness, the chaos.
I have been a South Florida fan since they beat Auburn back in 2007. Shout out Matt Grothy.
Oh wow, yeah.
And Jim Leavitt was a interesting coach until the allegations recently. But I picked DJ Lagway as my Heisman. You can't win a Heisman by losing to the University of South Florida, regardless of how good they looked in week one against Boise State. I'm going to go Florida on this one, unfortunately.
Okay.
You said 18.5?
18.5, yeah.
If he's going to win a Heisman, he's got to put up Heisman numbers. So I got him covering that.
Heard. Okay. USF, like you said, man, shout out to them. They brought it to Boise State. Looked damn good doing it. But they're going to the Swamp, man. The Swamp is one of the toughest places to go in there. No matter if the Florida team is mid, even mid Florida teams are damn near impossible to beat there in the Swamp. I got Florida winning. I got Florida covering and continuing the hype train for the Florida Gators. I got them winning. All right, last game and game of the week, Eric. We got Michigan coming down to Norman, Oklahoma to play the Oklahoma Sooners. And my Heisman dark horse, John Mateer. Eric, who do you have winning this game and why?
So,
sorry. Oklahoma is 4.5 point favorites.
Okay. So I'll start out by saying Bryce Underwood looked solid.
Yeah,
in his debut.
You can see it. You can see the talent.
You can see the vision that they've got going on. Think it's a really interesting Michigan team. But also John Mateer looked solid yesterday. Got them wheels on him.
Yep.
Norman is a tough place to play. But you just got to say his name and he appears.
There he is.
We believe in John Mateer.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in
John Mateer.
So I've got Oklahoma winning. I think it will be a close game. I think it's going to come down to who is the most efficient quarterback of the two.
Yeah.
And I believe it will be John Mateer. So I've got Oklahoma.
I like it. I like that pick, and I share that same sentiment. Shout out to Justice Haynes of Michigan. He had a hell of a game.
Nope.
I'm gonna give him props, man. I'm gonna give the kid props because he's from my home state.
He's dead to me.
Even though he didn't pick my guys, he picked your guys and then transferred from y'all, Alabama to Michigan.
It's wild to me. Like, all of these kids that transfer out of the University of Alabama are dead to me. And they're dead to me. Except for Caleb Downs. For whatever reason, I cannot. I fucking love Caleb Downs.
Why are you giving him grace and not Justice?
He was my boy, man. Like,
Justice stayed with y'all for a year.
Yeah, but fuck him.
Caleb called it as soon as Saban was out. Like, Caleb was
I know, but so would I, though.
Oh, you go? Oh, okay, cool. Bet.
Shout out to Caleb Downs. He's my favorite Alabama transfer.
Oh,
the rest, Roydell's dead to me. Justice is dead to me. Dang. Kobe Prentice is dead to me.
Yeah, a couple of those guys balling out this past week.
Sure
man.
did.
Y'all could have used
them. I hate it.
Y'all could have used every single one of them. Yeah, man. Justice had a big game, like 2 huge runs last night. Like you said, I see the vision with Bryce Underwood. Very talented guy, very talented kid. You can see that confidence. You can see you can see that confidence that we were kind of looking for from Ty Simpson yesterday.
And a freshman.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you got it, you got it, right? I kind of, even though I like Wink Martindale, like their defensive coordinator, he was my DC, being a Ravens fan for a number of years, that their opponent, New Mexico, kind of had them on skates. And part of the reason why they were on skates was because New Mexico's quarterback could move around a little bit and put the ball in places where he needed to. John Mateer showed us yesterday or last night that he's more than willing to throw the ball, run it, figure it out, whatever needs to happen, whatever play that needs to be done, he's capable of doing it. I do have questions about Oklahoma's defense and how do they stop a running game like Michigan. But being there in Oklahoma is going to be something strange going on down there. I think that's a night game. that's normally, it gets weird. That's one of those places like we saw last year against Alabama. Oklahoma gets weird. That crowd is going to be rocking. And I mean, it comes down to it, man. I believe in John Mateer. I believe in the guy. So he's my Heisman dark horse. I think he has a really good game. And I have Oklahoma winning. I have Oklahoma winning in a close one. That's my pick. Yeah. All right. So Eric, man, we're at the end of the pod, man. Thank you again for coming. I hope you have a couple days to process and scheme on how to get Kane out of there, because I do think that's really the glaring issue for me.
Yeah,
I think you can win with Ty Simpson. I do think you can win with Ty Simpson. You gotta get him. You gotta get him right. But yeah, Kane is. I think Kane is the issue personally.
No, I agree. I mean, I do think that we can win with Tide. It's really easy to blame him, and plus,
right.
It's funny to me that the same people that were calling for Tide last year to come in and replace Jalen Milroe aren't calling for a quarterback replacement now. Now it's Kane's fault. So I'm,
really,
yeah. Well, Ty can't play defense. Well, neither could Jalen.
That's true. Jalen won so many games for y'all by himself, basically.
100%. 100%.
Like I know a lot of people crapped on that young man, but
we ain't won y'all LSU without him.
Y'all wouldn't have beat us. Y'all shouldn't have beat us without Jalen. It's ridiculous.
I know
shout out
still
Jalen
have
Milroe.
Nightmares about number 4. Shout out number 6 in Seattle. I hope you fall out. I love you, Jalen. Come on the pod.
No
be
doubt.
My man. Be my best man. I want to be your friend, Jalen. Outside of your mama and your daddy, I am your stoutest supporter.
This is true. You have stood 10 toes down for Jalen, man.
I will always stand 10 toes down for Jalen Milroe.
No doubt. All right, listeners, thank y'all again for checking us out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what game you're looking forward to. And let us know down below, is Ty Simpson going to be the starting quarterback for Alabama by the end of this season? Let us know. But for Eric, our Alabama guy, and Adrian, resident Georgia guy, we're Dawgs versus all y'all. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next Monday. And as always, go Dawgs.
Your ass is prepared for this shit for fucking 365 days. I think about the fucking in that locker room. Think about getting our opportunity. All the shit you went through this week to get ready for this game. Now is when you pay the fucking price. You go out there with energy, enthusiasm. Hey, nobody's going to be cautious. Ain't nobody going to be nervous about shit. Go out here and fuck their ass up. Don't think about scoreboard. Don't think about shit. You think about knocking the shit out of them. Did you hear what Box said on Monday? When I sat in that fucking meeting, I wanted to go fucking play right then. Tore your shit up out here. 2 years ago, fuck your shit up. Goddamn pride and joy. Tell me you fuck these guys up. You go play the right way. You play the right way. You knock their ass off. You stay off the fucking ground. You tackle the fucking man with the ball. The shit's easy. Look at the right shit. Punish their ass on offense and kick their ass on special teams, guys. It's about who the fuck we are. I believe in you. Let's go. Hell no!